Once upon a time in Germany, in about the 12th to 13th century, there was a small town called Hamlin. And this was a pleasant town. Everyone got along, there was no war, everyone was prosperous, crops grew, it was wonderful. Then the town became plagued with rats. Rats everywhere. They were in clothes, they were infecting and killing the family pets. They were just everywhere spreading disease. They may have even been responsible for the bubonic plague. So they were everywhere. Well, all the townspeople went to the mayor and was like, hey, you've got to do something about this. We're not about to live this way. And so the mayor seeks out a solution wherever he can. He's looking high and low, and the whole town just wants to figure out a way to get rid of all these rats. Well, out of nowhere comes this mysterious guy. He's got charisma, he's got the smile, and he's got a little flute. And so he goes to the mayor and he's like, hey, I can get rid of your rat problem for 1,000 guilders, which is basically money that day. He's saying, pay me, I'll get rid of your problem. So sure enough, the mayor's like, you know what? We'll pay you whatever you want. Fine, get rid of the rats. So he plays his little flute and leads all the rats out of town. He completely cures the little town from their vermin problem. Well, once he comes back, he's like, hey, Mr. Mayor, took care of your rats. I need my money. Run it. Well, the mayor then goes back on his word and says, hey, we're not going to pay you. Thanks for the service, but we're good. So, of course, this angers the little man. And so he waits until the entire town is in church. They're just having a happy Sunday, vermin free. They're living their best life. And so then he plays his pipe through the city. But this time, instead of calling for rats, he calls for the children. And so he leads the children to a lake where they all supposedly drown or they're never seen again. And so years and years and years have passed, and just an entire generation gone, with the exception of 3 children. They were all disabled. So the first kid was physically disabled. He couldn't walk, so he couldn't keep up with all the children who were being lured away. The second one was deaf, so he couldn't hear the music from the flute and was spared. And then finally the third, he couldn't see, so he couldn't see where he should be going, which, was to his death. So those 3 children made it. So of course the townspeople, they get out of church, they're like, where are our kids, where are our kids? And the 3 kids who survived are like, oh, well, the Pied Piper came. So why they didn't, go to the church, if they, the one that could see or the one that could hear, but couldn't see. I don't know why the children did not go get the parents, but it was too late. All the kids were gone. And so it's not the happily ever after that most folk tales have, but it does teach an important lesson that you should always be honest, keep your word, and make sure that, as a popular saying goes, you paid the Pied Piper.